wants a custom model. Heck yeah. Well, it's $50, yeah. All right. So I'm gonna test this. So going live, let's see if this is picking up everything. It's usually a little slow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I only need one, which means I don't have to go through the trouble of setting up the other.
Yeah, Ricky, you're a complete dork.
Oh, come on, you know how bad that is.
All right. So I'm doing this thing where I finally have a mic that's not terrible, which is extremely exciting. And then furthermore, I have like both my displays are actually split and working correctly. It looks like my ZBrush display is really blurry because of that. So I'm toying with it because it looked great before I went live. And now it looks kind of meh. That's okay. You'll see the general pictures of what I'm doing. All right. That should be fine. All right. I'm just going to get to modeling. And if it's terrible, I should be able to see you guys complain in the comments if anyone's there. It's kind of late. Where I'm at, it's 9 p.m., but this is how I roll. Okay. I'm excited for this. All right. That's enough mumbling. Let's get to it. Actually, I'm going to check my mic one more time to make sure there's even sound. There is sound, according to my side. All right. Let's go. All right. So the first thing I usually do, I go to Lightbox, and I just open a sphere. I just do this because I like the default canvas size it has, and it's just one less step for me. I could change my startup matte cap to be this that I choose every single time, but I have still yet to bother to do that. So I'm going to import a reference picture, which of course showed up on my other monitor. This is going to be a mess. Okay. So if you go to texture import, you can then go to, this will pop up. And then go to downloads. I made this little collage all inspired by the Lady of Pain. I'm really excited about this one. I'm also kind of nervous because this month I got a lot better modeling, which I know sounds funny, like that'd make me nervous, but it does, because I feel like I need to do better, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's probably just like a super common artist thing that you always want to keep doing better. And there comes a point where even you know you're growing really fast and you're not sure if you can keep up with yourself. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's completely pressure put on by myself. No one's doing that to me. That's kind of how I roll. Alrighty, now that I have this, I'm super excited. Okay, I'm also kind of intimidated because I think that the Lady of Pain looks kind of, I don't want to say ugly, but that headdress thing is just not working for me. I want something really dramatic and awesome, but I don't want to be so, like, clunky. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a base mesh. Alright, I have a base mesh for a female that's already been edited a little bit because the base one I have, her nose is crooked and it drives me insane. The face on this is also really not cute, so I'm going to remove that by going to Subtool, Split Mask Points, clicking on this, and deleting that right away. Then go and hit on Append, bring a sphere in there. And it's funny, like all this procedure I'm doing right now, I do for pretty much every model. I really don't know why I haven't just made one, like, standard model. I wonder if you guys can hear that loud bang. That's my neighbors. They're like completely silent, and then like occasionally throughout the night I hear really loud bangs. I don't know. They're probably fine. Okay. Oh, that's right. I don't want to import a head. I don't have a default one. I usually just go to the default heads that ZBrush provides. Where are they? IMM something. There we go. If you click on W, it'll put you in edit mode, so when I tap on any of these, I'll actually become that. Pretty nifty. There's only one female head and 2 male heads. I don't know why there isn't 2 female heads, but I don't mind too much because they're better than both of the male heads. Ready? That's way too big. It's so funny. The majority of like the beginning of my modeling, it's just like, what does a head look like in relation to the rest of the body? I think that's right. Alright. We're going to subdivide this. And by that, I mean use Dynamesh because I don't subdivide ever. Alright. I'm going to put in some like temporary eyeballs just so she doesn't look as demonic. Oh, that's right. I probably should put in symmetry because most people I know have 2 eyes. There we go. Bring this out a little bit. And then in a little bit. There we go. Now she looks a little less terrifying. That didn't help. Let's increase resolution a little bit. Because I'm not going to be doing too much to change her in the beginning here, because this model, it's really not about her face. Usually when I do this, I focus a lot on their face. I already went for her ears to make her look like an elf. Anyway, but for this it doesn't really matter. Let's see. How do I do this? I really like how stony her face is here and looks really strong and wise. Pretty much every female model I do, they look the same. They're all your stereotypical skinny, pretty, I don't know. They look the same, and I'm aware of that. But that's kind of just what I like to model, so I haven't been too hard on myself when it comes to that. But with this, I want her to look a little bit like older and wiser. Not that those two things necessarily come with each other, but you get what I'm saying. It's really funny because I'll put a lot of time into, like, I don't know, detailing the face exactly how I want it to be. And then I'll decimate it, and I'll forget, and I'll get rid of all the details I added. Because I'm efficient like that. Alright, so I just want to define her lips a little bit better here. Because they're not going to show up very well detailed the way they are now. And even though I usually sculpt my models like on live streams, I use a base mesh. When I'm doing it on my own, I guess, and I don't want to seem so slow, I'll sculpt everything from scratch. And it looks terrible every time, and that's okay. I want to make sure I'm still practicing anatomy stuff completely by myself to make sure that I don't know, that I'm learning something. And I am getting better, but if I try to sculpt lips from scratch, they look absolutely terrible. I want to make sure she looks more like slightly annoyed as opposed to asleep. Does she have eyebrows? Not really in that picture. It's funny, when I draw things with a pencil, I have a really bad habit of forgetting the eyebrows. And I'll look at it and I'm like, man, why do they look so alien? I just can't figure it out. And yeah, eyebrows. My boyfriend is also in the room. He's playing video games. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Excellent.
Playing my lame games.
Yeah, I don't want to rat you out to whoever possibly watches this. I didn't tell anyone you're playing.
Even though I'm not embarrassed, yeah.
I'd be embarrassed. He's playing VR golf. We have VR and it's amazing, and he plays golf. Ricky, do you even play golf? When's the last time you played golf in real life?
Oh, it's been a long time, but I want to do it again.
Like mini golf or like golf?
Like golf.
Hmm.
I know that just sounds terrible to you, but it's fun.
It does.
I'll show you how fun it can be.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. So it's felt like right now I'm obsessing all the details on her eyes, and you are so not going to see this in a print. Is there a way to make you see it in a print? Totally. Am I going to make the details clear enough? Nope. I'm trying, but I know they're not. I know they're not intense enough to show up. I'm kind of giving her like a cartoonish eyelashes, like built in. I feel like that will help show up. Why is it masking on print? She's definitely looking fairly annoyed. I don't want to make him too squinty. I want to make sure that... Fun fact, this kind of anatomy tip that I keep to myself. If you take your eye and then kind of put like a middle horizontal line in it right in the center, most of your eye that's exposed that you can see is from the middle of your eye lower. So what I mean by that is when I try to make eyes look bigger, more open, I don't touch the upper eyelid too much. I pull the bottom one down. Because otherwise, that doesn't make sense anatomy-wise. Your upper eyelid doesn't move as much as you think it does, which I know sounds funny because that's the one that you blink with. But as far as how much eyeball it shows, if that makes sense, the best way to do it is to lower your lower eyelid. All right, I'm gonna stop fidgeting with that because, yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep fidgeting with it. I really want to make sure that there's some sort of elegance here because, again, I love the idea of the Lady of Pain, and I read a little bit about it because I really don't know that much about D&D, which is funny because that's what I model for. I've actually never played a D&D game, which I know is, like, seriously blasphemous. I have a campaign started, or all planned to start in, like, 2 weeks, which I'm super freaking excited about. Yeah, And the main reason I haven't played a campaign is because, like, it's not like, oh, I didn't have friends. But, like, no, my friends are lame and they had no interest. And, yeah, we're not friends anymore. So I have new friends and they're all dorks like me. And I'm super excited because we're going to play D&D together. And now that I've graduated, I really have a lot of time to go be a dork. So that's going to be awesome. So her eyes, their temporary eyeballs I kind of put in there are mostly gone. Kind of dynameshed away. So I'm going to put some new ones in there. And I'm probably going to add eyebrows before I forget. This isn't going to help too much, these temporary eyeballs I'm putting here. It's funny I call them temporary because I'm actually not going to replace them. Most artists would because they're not very clear or anatomically correct. But for what I'm doing, I don't care. I think it's good enough. Because again, this is so not barely going to show up on a print. If I wanted to make it show up on a print more, there's definitely a lot of steps I could have taken. And I'm not going to take those steps. All right. I think I spend so much time on the face in the beginning because it really helps set like the general tone for the model, which I like doing a lot. It helps me design the rest of it, like clothing wise and stuff like that. Put some really simple eyebrows in here. I want them pretty flat, pretty expressionless. Most of my models I do pretty expressionless because other people might be using them and I want to make sure that they're like a kind of blank template for them to use. But in this case, I'm doing this because she seems pretty stoic anyway. So there's actually a purpose to this. Other than just like, I don't know, general mass appeal. There we go. This is pretty quick and dirty, just getting the general shapes here. Again, obsessing on the eyes a little bit more. And it's funny, I keep saying they won't show up in a print. It would. It just, in the scale that these are normally printed at, 28mm scale, you're just not going to see them. All right. I think our eyebrows look ridiculous right now. I'm just want to touch up a few other things before I forgot. All right, gonna go over them one more time, picking them up a little bit. Since I do like the shape. It's not super feminine necessarily, and that's kind of what I'm going for. I really want her to look like kind of androgynous, kind of striking a balance between looking really strong, feminine at the same time. Oops, I'm doing that thing where you know what, instead of obsessing on this every now and then, how about I just obsess on it a little bit right now and do it right. There we go. Like really bad eyeliner. I was never good at doing eyeliner. Or mascara every now and then, that's pretty much it. There we go. Use an inflate brush. I've noticed a lot of other ZBrush artists, they'll actually make the eyelashes or the eyelash piece, if that makes sense, a different object entirely. I'm not going to be that detailed with this. Again, kind of just playing with the face here to get a general feel for the model and how I want her to come across. Your game's still going pretty good. You're not swearing at all, which is interesting.
I'm staying quiet.
I appreciate you.
Even though I feel sorry.
I hope, okay, good. No one's commented anything. I was like, I have not been looking at all. There we go. She looks kind of squinty and tired and kind of annoyed. Not quite the look I'm going for, so I'm going to firm up her expression right now. She's kind of reminding me of Vivian from Dragon Age. If you guys have ever played Dragon Age Inquisition, Vivian's like this, not like, she is a knight enchanter and she's fantastic. I hated her the first time I played the game because she was just really insufferable and rude. That's kind of what I imagined the Lady of Pain to be like. Really strong, doesn't have time to be polite. There we go. Really strong side profile. I like that. And since she's going to have this really ridiculous headdress, I want to make sure that, I don't know, her face is strong. Yeah, I'm hoping it's interesting. Oh, wait, I know you. I recognize your little picture. I was like, wait a minute, who is that? Are you doing terrible at your game, Ricky?
No, I accidentally hit the ball, and that counts as a hit.
Isn't the practice swings like makes it so that's not even an issue?
Yeah, I did a practice swing, and as soon as I clicked it, I accidentally tapped it. And it
Wow.
was like 3 inches.
Yeah, as far as female model goes, this is definitely not the prettiest one I've done. That's okay. She's gonna look very strong. Trying to widen her lips here without them looking like they're going off the sides of her face. I'm like 90% sure the person who just commented was Cody.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Why? What did they say?
Because their little profile picture has a Corvette in it.
Oh.
If he's still here, I feel like he's gonna comment and confirm. But if not, he'll be like, wow, you think I'm some random dude that I'm not.
Where is he? Oh, no.
See?
Oh, yeah? What's up, Cody?
I was like 90% sure, but...
Cody, what are you doing? Get over here.
Alright, I need to leave the face alone. I want to make sure that these lines aren't right here, though, because I don't want her to look wrinkly, per se. I just want her to look old and unapproachable. There we go. Definitely looks kind of alien, which is what I was going for. I should probably save. That would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I'll call her Lady of Pain for now, but by the end, I'm probably going to deviate so much that she won't look just like that. All right. This actually might be easier to sculpt, not in a T position, but I'm going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
And what's up, Ricky?
25-foot putt.
Wow. Now do that in real life.
I could.
You could not.
Yeah, that's what this is. It's a simulator.
Oh, okay. So right now I am masking off the area for her dress. I think I'll do it in 2 separate pieces. I'm actually not totally sure. I'm just gonna play around with it. Go to subtool, extract, click extract. Looks really bulky, but that's okay. I wanna make sure it's a little thicker rather than thinner, so that way when I mess with it, it doesn't deform the mesh too much. So I'm gonna delete the mask here. Come on, it's not selecting her clothes. There we go. All right, and then before I move too much further, I'm gonna retopologize this. Not sure why this mesh isn't selecting. It's giving me a hard time. Probably because there's so few polygons. Yeah, that'd be why. All right, so I'm gonna go to geometry and then ZRemesher. Decrease the target polygons, because I really don't need it to be that much. I'm just doing a little bit. And this is really to make sure that the edges of this don't look so bad. Cool. Wait for this to carry up. I'm still worried about that headpiece. Like, I don't know. I think the one in my reference collage thing in the bottom right looks pretty nice. But the other ones I really just do not care for. I really want this to look elegant and strong. Kind of like the headdress I did for Umberly, if you've seen that. She's my sea queen, also known as the bitch queen. She's great. All right, ZRemesher, still going. Probably should have lowered the target poly count even more because it says 0.9447, which means that's how many thousand. So probably don't need 1,000 polygons to make up this little dress. I'm gonna hit escape because last time I did that, it still did a ZRemesh anyway. It didn't. Sad day. As you probably can tell, I don't do ZRemesher very much. I've started to do it recently because the edge topology in models has been really bad recently. And what I mean by that is like the cuffs, the collar, stuff like that. And it just makes the mesh look, the overall model not look as clean. That's what I'm really trying to improve on, is like cleaner modeling. If you print any of my models really big, like a foot tall, they're gonna look fantastic. But at 28 millimeters, it's really not gonna translate very well. So I've been working on improving that. Yeah, this is taking too long. Nope, I don't care that much. All right, escape, just gonna dye mesh. Don't be like me. Be patient, strive to do better. All right, that's actually still too high of poly count that I wanted. There we go, jeez. There we go. Want the sleeves to be kind of long and elegant. Thank you guys for bearing with me. That took forever just to use Dynamesh. So if you look at this right now, it actually looks really uniform for the most part, the topology. So I probably could have done this from the get-go. Oh well. Using the inflate brush a little bit. All right. So here's just like the general dress shape. That was pretty quick and easy. I like this little split I have going on here. I definitely want to put like a long train on this, but I have to keep in mind it still want to fit on a 25 millimeter base. That should be fine. I'll press P on the keyboard to put it into perspective mode, which means that it takes off perspective. So this is with and without. So if I have it without, I can actually see how straight of a line I am creating. There's no skew on the model, if that makes sense. It's as if you're holding it directly at your eye level. All right, perspective back on, because that looks much nicer. Oof, I don't know why that happened. All right, so whenever I think of strong, scary women sculpts, shoulder pads, like the first thing I go for. So I'm gonna give like a, let's see, I might do this a different way. I'm gonna make sure that she has a really strong collar. So I'll mask that, invert the mask, tap W. I never think about what letters I'm clicking on the keyboard. Yeah, W. And edit transform mode, and then pull this up. And again, it doesn't look very nice because I'm super low poly right now, and the reason I do that is because it's so much easier to edit the mesh quickly. Otherwise, whenever I try and smooth something out, it just takes forever because there's so many more polygons there. All right, that looks pretty nice. Kind of looks like she's in a somewhat well-fitted Snuggie. Not really what I'm going for, but it's not a bad start. Also going to mask the areas on her shoulders here and start to bring those up as well. Don't want to bring them up too high though, because I'm sure her headdress is going to be really big and obnoxious. you taking a break from your terrible VR golf game?
It's not terrible. I just got a new caddy. And I
Oh.
can't wait to try her out.
Shut up. I thought the next caddies were guys, and like the very last one was the blonde.
It looked like a guy, but no, she's a blonde.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll show you, but I'm not wearing that kind of thing. I'm hungry.
Then cook.
No, I'm gonna get me food. You don't gotta worry about me.
Oh, are you doing the awesome Domino's deal?
Oh, am I?
You said I was gonna get food, don't worry about me, so I figured that meant pizza. Because you don't cook.
No.
Unless it's breakfast.
I cook?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I cook ramen all the time. I make mac and cheese.
Oh, hun.
Those are dinner foods.
Ramen is just not cooking.
What?
Boiling water is not cooking. Alright, I'm liking how that's looking. She kind of has like another cape thing on top of her robe. Not totally sure what that's about. Not gonna worry about it. And the way the dress is fitted right now to her breast makes no sense either, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I'll deal with that later. It probably won't even matter by the time I'm done detailing the dress. But yeah, in case you're curious, clothes don't fall that way. So right now I'm just using Damn Standard brush and using Alt to invert it. Damn Standard does this by itself, and then if you hold Alt, it does this. Just in case you're brand new and just wondering what's going on. You can always feel free to ask questions if you're watching. I might not see it like immediately, but I'll do my best. All right, I'm liking how it's looking. It's funny, I was really nervous about this sculpt. I don't know, it's like every single time I start a sculpt, and oh my gosh, I mean every single time, I'm like, can I model? Do I know what I'm doing? This might suck. Not the greatest pep talk to give yourself, but I'm just being honest with you guys. I mean, pretty quickly, I'm like, oh, okay, I like this, and I'm having fun again. But those initial moments, I'm just like, wow, what am I doing? Adding some material here so that way it actually looks like there's like a cloak on top of her lower dress here. I don't want it to look like I just used, you know, Damn Standard and carved something out. I want to look like fabric that's actually sitting on top. I have this really awesome fabric folds brush that I will use once she's posed. Because obviously I can't put fabric folds on this until she's posed, otherwise it's not going to make any sense. I think I pretty much have to do this pose. It's in my concept art, or not concept art, my reference collage I pulled off the internet, because it's so iconic and it really just kind of matches the vibe I think she gives off. I'm gonna pull this up a little bit in the back. Just a bit, so I can kind of get the general shape that I'm going for here. Just kind of give me like a sexy Count Dracula nun vibe. It's kind of what I'm going for here. That's the inspiration. Shut up, Ricky. That is the best way I can describe this. That is exactly how I think this feels. All right. God, her face looks really scary. I really need to smooth out the jowls I gave her by accident.
I can't find the deal.
Oh, and Domino's? Didn't they send you an email? They send us emails all the time.
I unsubscribed from those.
What? I did not.
I was getting 3 a day. I don't need Domino's reminding me I'm fat 3 times a day.
You know, school was a hard time for me, and honestly, like, seeing an email from Domino's really just like, you know what? There's still good things in life.
Just look at that one. Do you want a normal deal?
Ooh, I have that coupon for free Parmesan bites. Because the pizza guy didn't take it last time, so I have the coupon still. Did you throw it away?
I think so.
What? No, it's right here.
Of course not.
It's right up. I was so upset.
Why would I throw away free bread bites, man?
I don't know.
But our usual comes with bread bites.
I know, but they're not free.
So we're gonna pay for one and not the other?
Exactly. We'll have double the bread bites.
Yeah, we eat those so fast.
I do.
No.
I know. And we still have tortellini on the counter. I don't know if we really need to order food tonight.
Well, you got me looking now. Now I got the hankering for some pizza. We get 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas, and order bread bites for $18.
Cody says my model looks like you.
Shut up! Doesn't it? I'm gonna kick his butt. I was texting him just a little bit ago. I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, just watching Mia. It looks hard. Cody, I'm ordering pizza. Get over here. Can you tell him that? He probably didn't hear that.
Okay, here, I'm gonna pull up the mic, like, settings so I can see if, like, it registers when you're talking. Go ahead and talk, Ricky.
Cody!
Yeah, it registers fine.
Yell.
You're fine, though, but you can totally yell at Cody through this.
Cody, get over here. I'm ordering some pizza.
I feel bad to any of my people who just tuned in, like, what is going on?
It's a party.
It's a party. It's a sculpting party, but I'm the only one sculpting. What's new? Alright, there we go. Now she looks a little bit more traditionally pretty, which is what I was going for. I didn't want her to look quite so alien. It looks like she's right about to open her mouth and say something really mean, which is what I'm going for. Let's make her look a little more annoyed. A little more judgmental, but also kind of tired. I like it. I'm gonna save again, even though my ZBrush autosaves every 2 minutes, because I've had a lot of really bad experiences, so now I decided to be really extra about it. Alright. Gonna make her a little more exaggerated here. Mainly because I plan to add a few more layers. I don't want her frame to get completely lost in that. I also really don't like how this looks right here. So I'm gonna use a pinch brush, tighten that up a little bit. There we go. It's kind of reminding me of one of the Knight Enchanters from Dragon Age. He says he's on his way, but he might be facetious. I don't know. You should probably text him instead of communicating over my live stream.
Ask him what kind of pizza he wants.
Well, if you're still there, Cody, what kind of pizza do you want? What?
He says, I can hear everything clear as fuck.
Well, I'm glad he can hear. Good to know that we sound fucking ridiculous, where it's like, hey, ask him this, and then I ask.
I'm just like yelling.
Well, I'm glad our new mic setup works out.
Well, I guess I should actually order some pizza then. Or, no, he's got something he wants. Do you want pineapple on your pizza, or just pepperoni?
About to get ignored. Keep in mind, it's like a 20-second delay, too. So you're not going to get a response for at least that much longer.
Cody says, what's facetious?
Facetious, oh my gosh. Oh, hey, it's Wade! Yeah, Wade, you live a little farther away. You can't, no pizza for you. Alright. I've been avoiding the headdress the entire model so far, and I really need to start that because, you know, general shapes before detail work, that's what I always say, and what I don't follow. I've really been avoiding it because it's the hardest part, probably. I don't know, I'm just worried about it. I don't want to look ridiculous. Because I think that my concept art here looks ridiculous. I like the general appeal of it though. Like, that's fine. Okay. We're gonna do this. How am I gonna do this? I'm going to put a sphere on her head and I'm gonna detail it. In case you guys were wondering, that's pretty much my entire thought process for learning how to model. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna insert primitive shape here and sculpt on it. All right, it's a pretty nice afro. Going to go into Dynamesh, probably with polish, because this should be a hard surface, which I'm so good at, being facetious.
Explain that word, yeah.
I feel like facetious is a pretty, okay. If someone's being facetious, it means they're being like, wow, I can't describe it. It's like sarcastic.
They're full of it.
Yeah, they're being sarcastic, really. I could just say sarcastic.
Okay, cool. That's what I told Cody. I was like, after I told him, I was like, I think. I don't know.
Just Google it. God.
Like, we know how to spell that.
I know you don't. God.
I don't.
Okay, facetious is spelled super weird. It's face, so F-A-C-E, and then the rest of it. I've lost confidence immediately. I lost confidence immediately.
Let me Google exactly.
Oh God, I think I think it's F-A-C-E, and then T-I-O-U-S. Facetious. Yeah, it's like fastidious, but not at all.
Oh yeah, we all know what that word is.
Fastidious? Y'all need to read more, I swear.
Because like, why not just say that? It's less confusing.
Because I'm convoluted, that's why.
Convoluted, that's right.
I'm on a roll right now with like really appealing to my audience here. Not. It's okay. I'll seem honest that way. Alright. Gonna add some triangle business to her head here. And
I in facetious.
Oh, I forgot. Yep. Way to put that up there. And yeah, it's like I did not know the meaning of common words. Thank you.
Okay, shots fired, man. Remind me not to mess with your following. Jeez.
Yeah, my following's smart.
I'm not.
Oh, honey, you're smart. Just not book smart.
Different kind of smart. I know how to sell coke on the streets. You
Don't.
know how to read books.
Oh my gosh, do not say that. Everyone's gonna think that I'm dating a thug.
Nope, just some lonely mechanic.
Yeah. He's not a mechanic.
Could be if I wanted to.
Yes, you could. You know a lot. Alright, these kind of look like bird wings coming off her head. It needs to be more like swords. I will work with this.
Cody won't ask me now what kind of pizza he wants.
Because he's probably not actually coming over, honey. They live an hour away.
They live 30 minutes away.
They do. No.
20 minutes if you drive fast.
No.
I dare you, Cody.
Alright. So these thin pieces right here are definitely too thin to print. I'm just kind of doing these right now for like concepting. And I'm deciding that I don't like it. So I'm going to take Trim Dynamic and get rid of them. Trim Dynamic is really nice because this will pretty much smear them down. Alright, you're totally right, Wade. You don't even have to go to school to be smart by any means. Or you can be like me, spend 4 years in college, get a super desirable degree, and not use it. Whoa, got me.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I did that. That's what I did also.
All right, you were also the mechanical engineer.
I am.
He's not. It's just me.
Okay. Let's calm down now.
Alright, I like this general shape here, but I'm struggling with the spikes. Gonna save again to kind of stall. And now I'm going to start exaggerating general shapes. Usually that's inspiring or something. What's up?
Cody just texted me, said he broke down.
Oh, his truck? Like, oh, I don't know what else. He just think they're crying. I doubt that. Go save him. Go bring him pizza.
Oh yeah, he's joking.
Wow, here I was being so nice. So I definitely gave her just like a hood instead of the spikes. Really just not committing to this. Okay. I'm trying to think of a way to design this so it's elegant. And it's hard to do that when you just have a bunch of swords sticking off of your head. So bear with me here. Usually my sculpts are a little faster paced, I would like to say. But I'm trying to be good about not pressuring myself to be a certain way if I'm live streaming. I'm okay with not having like the, I don't know, fake YouTube personality. Not that all YouTubers are like that, but some of them kind of like, I don't know, they'll make a personality they only have when they're on screen. I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about creating stuff that doesn't suck. Which is harder than you think. Cool, I did the same thing twice. All right, let's move this here. Kind of giving me Maleficent vibes here, which is cool. I like that. Okay. I think I can work with this. I mean, they look like cylinders coming off of her head, but like the general shape of it, I can kind of see what this can become. I don't want them to all be the same height, that's for sure. So let's take the center one and exaggerate that a little bit. Okay, I'm digging it. Part of me wants to redesign this so it can look nice, nicer than like what I thought the original looks like. And the other part of me just wants to make sure I can be able to sell it without having to worry about copyright. Let's see. I like the idea of kind of like layering these triangles. I kind of, when in doubt, I pretty much go for this shape on Headdress. What's up, Ricky?
Because like that last comment on her feed was funny. Too bad I'm not a college dropout. Oh wait, I am.
Cody went to college?
Briefly for a year, I think.
Oh wow, that's longer than I thought.
Maybe 2. I've used them for a while.
They should really encourage technical school more than they do.
It's like me too.
Yeah, I'm really in a great company. I really can't decide what to do with her ears, so I think I'm going to cover them. Like the concept art. Ooh, yeah, I like that. I have plans for this. I think this is actually going to look really good, Ricky. I'm feeling more confident about this.
Oh yeah?
I was really unsure there for a bit.
Oh, I feel like you're unsure like 50% of your stuff.
Yeah.
And then 80% of the way through, you're like, you know what? It's actually good. I decided I like it.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier in the video, or live stream, whatever.
I feel attacked. That's what he says.
Does he know he's more than welcome to come over? Like, actually, because we don't sleep.
Probably.
Dope. Because some people will say, like, oh, you should totally come over, but they don't actually mean it, you know? And then, like, you show up, and it's weird. It's never actually happened to me, but I imagine that happens to someone. I'm just so excited my audio doesn't suck my videos anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's
People
nice.
can actually hear me. I mean, it doesn't help that I mumble every word.
I mean, Cody literally said, I can hear everything clear.
Whoa. I can't help but feeling like the way I designed her headdress here is like definitely something I've seen before, and then I'm just taking it. And no one better comment like, oh, all art is derivative, because I'm just not in the mood for that right now. My favorite's like, oh, nothing's original. And I'm like, I know, but no, not what I'm talking about. All right. Kind of like the vibe of that. And then I don't want to be too derivative from what she's supposed to be, so I want to make sure I have some of these spikes pointing downward as well. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little too far from the concept art. I don't know. The girl who requested this, she doesn't comment a lot on my Patreon. Whatever she has, it's been really thoughtful. And I don't know. I just have this impression that she's like a super nice person, and therefore I don't want to disappoint her. Oh, hey, are you checking it out, Ricky?
Sure am.
So it looks like this. Ignore this one weird spike I just added, because I'm working on that.
I can't ignore it. It's too much.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I think it looked better before. Alright, I'm really fussing with this now because I'm pretty sure I just recreated Vivian from Dragon Age. I'm going, that's not what I meant to do. I was trying to do something and I was like, oh, different. What about more like spikes coming down her face? I kind of like that. Framing her face more. In case you're curious, this is about 90% of my sculpting process, is trying something, deciding I don't like it, and then going back. Which is something I really love about digital art, because Control-Z is my best friend. That's something if you listen to like the masters talk about it, they'll always be like, oh, it's one of the benefits using traditional painting or whatever. You have to be really thoughtful with every single stroke that you do. I try to do a balance between that to where like I'm so thoughtful about it. I'm not just like scribbling, you know, while I'm sculpting. But at the same time, it's so nice to be able to try things out and really see what they look like. There we go, it's a little more delicate. Not that I'm trying to make her look delicate really, but I like a certain elegance in all of my models. In case you haven't already been able to tell, it's kind of one of my favorite things to do. It's a part of her ear poking out. There we go. Alright, this is definitely a cross between Vivian from Dragon Age and Maleficent. So I need to add spikes pointing downwards. And I already mentioned that, but I did it and I didn't like it. So I'm going to try and strike a happy medium here. I'm kind of thinking if I put this banner she has kind of around her headdress here, that it'll be more similar to the original. I'm definitely trying to do something derivative still. Because again, it's fun to make original stuff, and because, you know, I'd like to be able to sell my things that I make. I know a lot of people will make like, oh, like Pokemon fan art, and then they'll sell 3D models, but you're really, really not supposed to do that. Even if it was okay, I don't know. I've always been weird about that too. If I made an original character and people just recreated it and sold it, it'd probably make me really salty too. So I try to be sympathetic. Alright, I'm going to reposition the 3D gizmo in the center here, and then kind of toy with the idea of making this like headdress. Yeah, okay. Definitely going to keep that. Pretty sure I was supposed to make that be this piece. That's what I was thinking of that originally. So instead of attaching it to her head, because I'd probably make that helmet thing really heavy, I will attach it to the edge of her dress cape instead.
Are we doing anything tomorrow night?
No, we are not doing anything tomorrow night.
Sweet.
Other than me supposed to go sleep somewhat early because I have a dentist appointment that I'm super afraid for.
No, Cody's gonna come over tomorrow night.
Cool. That's fine.
And we're gonna stay up all night.
I mean, we do that anyway, but...
Hey, maybe it'll help the pain, like if you're drowsy.
Hmm.
Never know, so you try.
Maybe. Fun fact, I'm super afraid of the dentist. Which is funny because I have no problem with shots, like for, I don't know, flu shots and stuff, but when they're shots in my mouth, I'm a little more freaked out, which I think is totally fair. I haven't had cavities in like a super long time, like several years, so. Bummer, man. Ooh, I like this. This is really starting to come together.
Sweet.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long I've been doing this for. Kind of check. Oh, it does not tell me. It just says that I'm live streaming. That is not helpful. Okay. Never mind. I'm gonna save again. Again, I think I am deviating a little bit too much. So I'm gonna look at the concept a little bit more and try and think of a way I can incorporate that back into it. So I know a really important feature of her is this kind of like gem that I'm seeing on the front of her head. All right, I think that helps. Now what? I go with, see if I can put another spike back here. Or maybe just add another row of spikes? I don't know. Where do I put these? This is definitely not a good idea. Control Z. Never mind. How about I just do like little spikes right here? It's like an homage to Lady of Pain, but not really her. I like that. Gonna add these little ribs that I put on the other ones. And then take a pinch brush to tighten up the edges. If I really want to do a good job with that, I would have masked them separately so that way they're not deforming each other. But I'm not doing that. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Alright, I quit. I need to do that. There we go. All right, I definitely don't want these to be perfectly straight. I want to make sure they have a curve to them and along another axis as well, or axis as well. Okay, can work with that. These are a little too long now. I think they're distracting. Is it all the way around? Yes. There we go. All right. And I mean, if anyone's really bummed out about this, I'll be like, hey, look, it's easier to print because she doesn't have anything pointing downwards. Never a bad cop-out. So I'm masking this area off because I want to be more clear that she kind of has a cloak on top, rather than just using dam sander to pull that shape out. When I'm doing this, I want to be careful that I'm not making this element here too thin. Otherwise my Dynamesh is just going to make a bunch of holes. Oh, that looks kind of elegant. I like that. So yeah, it is pretty thin looking, which go figure. So I'm going to use inflate and kind of combine those two edges that split for whatever reason. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. So if you put holes inside your Dynamesh, Dynamesh gets really upset and it does that. So the way to fix it is to take your inflate brush and fix where the holes are at. You can also lower your resolution. That makes it less angry. There you go. But just in case you have that happen, you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Professional modelers, or ones that model more cleanly than I do, don't have problems like that, because usually they make each one of these objects their own like Z tool, and then they edit them separately. I don't do that. So I have those kind of problems, but it doesn't bother me very much. Gonna increase the resolution again. In case you're wondering, in order to make ZBrush re-dynamesh something, you have to change something to the model and then hold down Control and drag like a little box anywhere off of your model, and that's how it works. If I just change Dynamesh over here, it's not going to update it until I actually change something on the model and then hold Control, drag off. Yeah, smooth this out because for some reason going to a high resolution made it look pretty grainy. That's also one of the pros of working with multiple subdivision levels. You won't have problems like that. Oops. Yeah, there's always a cleaner way to model, and the biggest reason why I don't do that is because I don't want it to feel so technical. I really have a lot of fun with just toying with it as if I'm playing with clay. I like that vibe it has to it, and I try to keep that as much as possible. I'm sure when I'm better later on that I probably won't do that as much, but as of now, that's the way I like to do things. So a lot of modeling is really just thinking, how does this actually lay or work in real life? It's like, okay, it's clothing. I have like a little cape on here under a dress. It's like, okay, then literally pull that shape off of it and it'll look the way you want it to. It's the biggest thing I recommend with modeling. Like, oh, it looks so hard. And I'm like, just don't overthink it. That's a big part of it. The worst part of it is learning the software. That's what drove me nuts. Like, ZBrush is obnoxious. What I have right here, like on this screen, is like a custom interface. And that's what everyone pretty much ends up doing. Now, I don't fault Pixel Logic for that either. Like, oh, they should have a better UI. It's like, nah, just make it so I can customize it however I want, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's not necessarily meant to be beginner friendly. Oops. So I'm just better defining the crease right here. I redid that mainly because I saw there was some like thin elements that was hiding under the seam, and I don't want that. They're really minor mesh errors that Mesh Mixer will find and clean up. But if I can, I like to model things as cleanly as possible. It's kind of like a fun game for me that when I put it into Mesh Mixer, there's 0 errors. Usually there's 1 or 2, but it's still pretty darn good. So with the design right here, I'm really trying to think of like, what am I trying to exaggerate here, you know? So I'm pretty much trying to draw a line straight down here. Like the kind of where I'm directing the focus is to her face. So what I'll do is I'll do things that frame her face. So I like that she has like a thin waist here, so I'm kind of accentuating that. But really, this is kind of like literally like an arrow. It's this diamond right here that I've created. So it's drawing your eye straight to her face, because that's like the biggest, you know, point in the model. That's how it is for most models. There's very few of them that exaggerate anything else. Not sure what form these little holes right here. It's very weird because they're not even symmetrical holes. Just gonna use trim dynamic. That kind of trim dynamic is really cool because it's a brush modifier that causes deformations. which I mean everything does, but it really causes the mesh to smear down, if that makes sense. Like this entire headpiece right here, if I use trim dynamic on a high Z intensity and a big brush size, it'll end up flattening like the entire thing, which is nice. Alright, I'm not super happy the way this crease is coming out here, so I'm gonna go in with Trim Dynamic, I'm gonna smooth it out, and I'm gonna mask off the area and then draw a new fold there. And the main reason I'm doing that is because I was looking at the concept again, and it has this really nice frill design. So I'm probably not gonna do frill because, I don't know, I think sculpting frill sounds miserable and I hate it in real life too. So I'm probably just gonna do some sort of intricate design right there. So that hole is forming because the mesh is too thin. That's likely because I extracted the dress and it was pretty thin. Again, that's something that a more experienced modeler would easily prevent by just making it a different subtool, not a different subtool, a different tool entirely, and then they will extract it thicker. They'll change the topology of it. Like as of right now, I do dye mesh, so that's why it's really messy looking right here. Like it's really dense right here, but not so much here. For me, it's fine because if Dynamesh is going to ruin the detail of a model, I'd rather find out early on than later, because that's the last step I do no matter what. And the reason for that is because it ends up making a mesh watertight. Not always. There are ways to do it to where Dynamesh is not going to help you, but for the most part, it'll help you out. All right, so if I want this to be uniformly inflated, I can go to deformation, go to inflate, and bring my cursor all the way over both my displays, and like 5 sounds good. There we go. So that's a really clean line that inflated. It's a little stretched out because the mesh inflated. But I'll come in here with Damn Standard and then kind of start carving out some sort of a design. I always think it's funny when people are like, oh, this model is so detailed, therefore it was hard to make and is so good. Honestly, detailing is the easiest part of a model in my opinion. It's the general form that you guys saw in the beginning where it looks the worst, that's the hardest. And it's not because it looks bad that's hard to do. It's just because, I say it 100 times, I swear, if the general form of a model doesn't look good, no amount of detail is going to save it. So I'm not saying the details aren't important, but they definitely take a back seat. Like the preliminary, I'm being tired, so I'm starting to like really mumble, step is always having a good general form. Wow, I am not able to do this arc that I'm going for. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go back to inflate. Smooth it out a little bit. And then I'll continue this design. As you can tell, I'm just having fun with it. I didn't really have a plan going into it. This looks weird, so I'm gonna fix that. I think this is looking pretty solid overall. This just looks so bare right here. I just want to do something to it. I'm gonna run over it with an inflate brush really quick because I don't want that train to be too thin. At the end, I can always fix it up, but I'd rather save myself the headache now if I can. That looks kind of weird. There we go. There we go. I knew there was something I wanted there, I wasn't sure what. So probably do like vertical lines for this portion of her dress. And the reason for that is I really want to exaggerate length in this case. I want to look really tall, domineering, and powerful. If I do vertical lines, or not vertical, wow, I switched those. If I do horizontal lines, that will make her look shorter. So vertical lines it is. Going back and forth between dam standard and dam standard with alt. Cannot do a straight line right now. There we go. And I'm just kind of doing this to the edge here because I want to make sure it's not too uniform. I think. I'm not sure what I want here. You know, I don't think I know what's going on there. I don't think there's really a point to having that split right there, so I'm gonna get rid of it. That looks interesting though. Kind of covering your toes. There we go. It's looking really nice, really elegant. I'm not going to cover this whole thing with those vertical lines like I did the bottom part. I'm just going to add a few to make it all look like it fits together. And again, I really want to exaggerate that height I was talking about. Yeah, this model, I'm not going to, I'm going to do 28mm scale. But instead of putting her at 28mm from foot to eye level, I'll probably do like 32, make her a little taller. I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be like some sort of goddess or deity. I can't remember right now. As you can tell, I use dam standard a lot. I don't know if you could tell, but at the bottom here, you can usually see what brush I'm using because it's highlighted. Alright, I think I'm going to call her done for right now because it's getting hard for me to move my mouth and talk. So I usually go to render, render shadow, I turn down the strength, increase the blur, turn down the gamma, decrease the rays and the resolution because it doesn't need to be that high res. And let's see how that looks. It looks fairly nice. She looks a little too bronzy. So I will take the render, increase the gamma a little bit. I think I like that more. I'm not sure. I'm tired. All right. So holding down Shift and P will get rid of my reference photo in the background there. And yeah, I agree with you. Wait, like super tall. It looks really powerful. Yeah, I'll do render the front on, kind of spin her around a few times. Because if you're anything like me, you're watching this at a later time and you skip to the end to see what happened, because that's what I do. I pretty much never watch live streams. I'll watch live, like, speed sculpts, but I don't have the patience to watch a live stream usually, which is funny because I do them. So here's a really slow spin around. There we go. Kind of do a little bit of side angle there. I'm probably gonna add some more spikes to her headdress. I don't know. I really like how it looks right now. All right, so there we go. That's how she turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I always think it's so cool when you guys show up purely because I don't ever announce these or schedule these. I just do them randomly. And oh yeah, it's 10 at night now. It's not even that late. Why am I so tired? Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or evening or whenever you're looking at this. And thank you, Darren. Unfortunately, I'm signing off right now, but I appreciate the compliment. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. You have a lovely day / night.